Hello all and welcome to this tutorial on how to comment and like on YouTube for both phone and laptop. This has come as a result of a question that came up on WhatsApp. So let's get straight into it and we'll have a look at what might be involved. Well, when you go to Friends of Anoiga, this is the first screen that you will see, and the link that I've been putting up will come up something like this. There are two halves really to this top piece and this bottom piece. This first one is what we're going to deal with first, and if you tip it, what it does is it opens YouTube within the screen. It doesn't open it within YouTube itself. It opens it in kind of Friends of Anoiga or on your phone. Doesn't have a lot of the advantages that you would have if you had opened it in YouTube. So first way of going, and it's a very quick way of doing it, and it works, there's nothing wrong with it. Let's say we just hit that little button, and when we do that we get something like this coming up on screen. It's a picture within picture, I think it's called. So if we hit this little button here up in the corner, it will expand to the full screen. When it expands to the full screen, we can press this little button here. If it's not already playing, we can press that, and if we turn it around into the horizontal position, it will appear on the screen something like this, and if this button isn't still there, you have to press it and then it will play. Press again and it will stop, and you can continue like so. This will bring you back to the full screen again. This one will probably close it for you. So it's a great way of looking at it. It's not the only way of looking at it, but that is all the facilities you have. You don't have any other advantages operating that way. Now let's go back to if we had started off from this position here. We have the second part of the link is a hyperlink down here, which I put a blue mark around it. If you touch on that one, what will happen now is that you will go into this sort of a screen, which will be bringing you into YouTube proper. And when you come into YouTube proper, it looks different insofar as it has this line underneath it where it's got a like, a dislike and a share button, and it appears up something like this with a little bit more information underneath it. So if you want to like the button, if you want to like the image, you can press the like. It lets me know that somebody has looked at it, and it'll help me to know which ones are being looked at. If you don't really like it, you can hit the thumbs down one. I found myself sometimes accidentally hitting it, so that's what I say to myself anyway, if somebody does hit it. Or if you want to share it, you can share it at this stage as well with anybody. That button is always there. Now this little piece down here, this bottom bit, won't be showing at first until such times as you press this button. And when you press this button, it will come up to this piece underneath here, will appear underneath it. And it's the description box. And sometimes when I'm doing a video, I will say I've left a link in the description, and that's what I mean. And this is one that I've been experimenting with, and I put in a link here to this one called Jet Ski Tom. It's a small little slideshow that I made, very short. So if you want to experiment by going back to this one again and having a look at it, I've changed it. It wasn't like that when it went out at first because I didn't know how to do it. So here I am experimenting. Every day we learn a little bit new, and I have put it in there. If you press this button again, it'll pop up and these pictures will start to appear underneath. This will bring you to full screen, and I'll be talking about these buttons up here later on. Obviously that one, as always, plays it. When it starts playing in that mode, you can just turn around into the horizontal mode and it'll be up on as a full screen, and it will look like this some sort of way in a full screen. Now when you're operating on a tablet or on a phone, this is the way it will operate for you. So let's say the important bits of information are, maybe this is the sad bit. This is the bit that says that the video or the little tutorial is going to be 21 minutes long. You say, oh my god, that's an awful long time to have to listen to. I'm sorry, but sometimes it takes a bit of time to get through stuff. So this also tells us that we're 8 seconds into the video. Obviously if this was pressed, the video will be running. So you can imagine that the video is running at this stage and there will be nothing there. Tip it again and it would stop in that spot. Tip it and it would go, out would go. This little button here, the little slider, as it moves along, the amount of time that's moved on by appears here. And you can use that if you want to get back to a particular part of a video that I was talking about, something that you didn't understand. You could always say, well, at 15 minutes and 3 seconds or whatever, and you can get back to that particular spot. If you want to make an inquiry about something in the comments, you can also use that time coding system to say, well, I didn't understand. You can also pull that along with your finger and it will go to any part of the video for you quickly from one spot to the other. Another way, once it's playing, if you tip at this side of the screen with your finger, it will bring you forward by a number of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. Tip twice, 3, 4 times, it will bring you more forward. If you're going too far forward, you can tip the opposite way and it will bring you back. And I use that quite a lot when I'm trying to figure out what somebody is saying or what they mean, or I don't quite understand where they are going in the tutorial. That works out very, very well. And the other bit up here is that will bring you back to the full screen, or back to wherever it was, and then this will obviously back to the previous spot, and this will obviously close you off. Alright, so then we move on. Now let's go back to this screen, which is more or less the same place as we were in 2 pictures previously, where we had all this information underneath. We only have the like up this time and the share buttons, whatever, but this is the way it'll often appear for you. There'll be a load of little other videos coming underneath here. I put this arrow here to show you that I want you to push up all of those videos that are there. Just stream them up along and you should come to a screen that will allow you to share. So hit the share button and put in your comment here. Exactly how it works for people who aren't subscribed, I don't know. It looks like it puts you in as a subscriber, I don't know. But you can play with it. Now, there is no difficulty in becoming a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything to be a member of the YouTube. It does have advantages insofar as you can be logged in on your phone and logged in on your computer, so that when you go to your computer and you go to the YouTube, you will be able to get back to a video that you were looking at through history that will be on it. I'll be showing you things like that later on. So your comment goes in there, and then I just bring you back to this screen again. Alright, it'll take care of itself. Now in this case, I've this little button up here pressed, and that will bring up this panel here underneath, so you can share it with another WhatsApp person, you can do an email, you can put it out in an ordinary message. Now this is a very good way of, maybe if you want to send it to yourself as an email because you want it to appear on your laptop or in your PC, you can send yourself an email, open it there, that's assuming there's email on your phone, and you can open that link there and have that on your laptop, or send it to somebody else. And I would encourage you to send these out to other people who would like to see them. They're open to anybody who has the link. They're not publicly available, only if you have the link. So that's where that brings you. And then the next one that's very, very interesting is this area here. You probably have to be subscribed for this to work. It may work being unsubscribed, but you hit it and it will allow you to create a playlist. So we want a playlist for all of these videos that tutorials that we are putting up. You can create as many of these little playlists as you want to. So I here create new playlist, and I tip it. It brings you to this screen. You put whatever title you want in there. I put in Anoiga. And then when you've all that done, you say OK. And then you have a playlist called Anoiga. So each time one of the videos that I put above the tutorial ones come up, you put it into your playlist of Anoiga photo. You can call it whatever you want to. And then each time you go into YouTube, you will be able to get to that particular video, and they'll all sit beside one another. Alright, so that's that little portion of the working on the phone. Hopefully it all made sense. There could be bits missing, some bits might be very obvious. So if you see any questions or anything that might be wrong, just mention it in the comments and we will try and sort it out, or mention it in WhatsApp. Okay, so now let's assume that we are using YouTube on our computer, and it comes up in a different format when it's on a computer. Now I'm a subscriber, so and I'm signed into it as a part of my Google account, and as you know, I'm big into YouTube because I think it is absolutely wonderful system to work with. So let's say, for argument's sake, we want to find out about something. We just put something into the search bar. So I was searching earlier on for ISO, so you just put in ISO and up pops all of these different videos to do with ISO, and you can tip on any one that you want and it will bring it to you. You can put whatever you want in. Put the make of your phone in there, put the make of your camera in, put in what's bracketing exposure or what's exposure compensation, and loads of videos will come up along with it for you. And your history will always show, which is down here, what you've last looked at. So if you go into my history, you see the type of stuff. See, I was looking at what is ISO and downloading, which is the one we have been talking about. So, but also down here, and there's also a home screen. The home screen is what the gods decide that you might be interested in looking at. It's related to the type of stuff you might have been looking at in the past or in whatever. And this one here is subscriptions. When we hit the subscribe button, they will all go in there. It doesn't cost anything, it is free, and every time the person puts out a new video, you get notification of it and it pops up for you. So if you're following somebody on YouTube, that's a place where you would put it. So the important one we want to not watch later, it's YouTube. So if you go to YouTube there, all of the ones that I have put up on YouTube, I all have in this particular section. So you can go to any one of them. The one that the link was to, Jet Ski Tom, was a small little video that slideshow that I made up of a number of photographs. It's quite short. So I told you where you can get the link to it. So go back into and see if you can find it and play. See if you're going to be successful or not. And then the other one, let's go into the one that we were doing all the work with, the download and uploading images, and we'll open that in YouTube. Now what I have noticed is that
when you put this up,
see this one here organizes the volume. This brings you right back to the start. Right? And there's the little button to stop it when you tip it in the middle. If you want to expand it out to full screen, this is the one that brings you out to full screen. I don't want to bring you out to full screen on this tutorial because I want to be able to show other bits and pieces to you. The other thing, now this one works slightly different in advancing and going forward. So let's say you are letting it play. You can play it there, or you can play it here in the center by pressing
this is a tutorial.
So there's the volume. We'll bring it down really low because you don't want to hear me waffling on there. So if you want to move forward and see, the time comes up here in the timestamp, look, at 9 seconds. If you want to go to anywhere on it, you can pull it along that, and if it's on your laptop, it shows you in a picture form what's going on at that particular spot. So you can stop anywhere and go to that particular spot. So that will let you go from there to there, and bring you into that little spot there. So it's a handy little thing to have, right? So we'll just stop it for the time being. Oh, that was me. I thought that was... Anyway, we'll stop them. No, stopped. Now, if you scroll up and down, you can scroll up and down by pull. Oh, it's not that one. This one out here. You can pull up and down that way, and you can see what's going on here. And you can see the position where you can like in, or not like, or share. Save only works if you've got the paid version, as far as I know. Although, some people we know who've been showing slides And Barney has been able to save them by a different method, so talk to him as to how he did it. Do you remember I was talking about this one? In the description had a link. There it is, there to the jet ski Tom. So that's where it is. That's where the information appears underneath. And here are the comments. I put up this one earlier on Mary's one. It was 3 hours ago. And of course I'd say I was very good. Sure, if I don't say it, who else will? You can always... Anyway, that's the way that it works on the laptop. And when you're doing one of these tutorials, it's a good idea to have the image relatively big so you can see what's actually going on the screen. The phone is quite small. Tablet is a good place to run it as well. So I hope this hasn't been too long, and I hope you've all learned something from it. You will, if we don't do these sort of things, we won't go forward and we won't advance. This is my third or fourth time to try and do this video. This has been the most difficult one I've done, and this background noise has driven me mad. I stopped 2 or 3 times in the past and went and redid it. But this time you're going to have to cope with the sound. So all take care of yourselves, and hopefully we'll be all seeing one another again in the next tutorial. Put up a question and we'll possibly do a tutorial on it. Take care. Thank you all for watching. Bye.